This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Election season is upon us. The campaign for votes in the newly created Te Airia electorate began in earnest today as the National Party finance spokesman Paul Goldsmith made a flying visit to the south.
With 100 days until New Zealand goes to the polls, the campaigning has begun. National's finance spokesman Paul Goldsmith flew into Dunedin today, lending support to the party's Te Airia candidate Liam Kernaghan. The duo donned high-vis jackets and made sure to get a photo alongside some heavy machinery while touring the Burns Group industrial site in Mosgiel.
It's actually very encouraging to be at a business that's expanding, hiring new people and wanting to get cracking. They're champing at the bit, like many businesses now. They just want to get onto it. The broader context is a time where we need to rebuild the economy and have a real focus on this private sector-led growth.
Kernaghan, who at 29 would be one of the youngest MPs if elected, says part of his reason for standing was his passion and connection to Otago and Dunedin.
I'm really proud and passionate about the South and what I'm advocating for with the likes of Paul and our economic development spokesperson Judith Collins and our entire team is that the South, particularly businesses like this, are doing a lot of work. You know, they're employing people, they're creating opportunities for our farmers and our exporters in forestry, and I just want to be that passionate advocate in Wellington that can help our businesses like the four that are here today across a range of different areas.
Goldsmith says his trip south reminds him why the region is so important to the rest of the country, particularly as it tries to claw its way out of the impact from the COVID-19 pandemic.
We go through a crisis like this, you're reminded of the real importance of the heartland of New Zealand as a generator of export earnings, and so we want to do everything we can to enable people to get back.
He says it's not just the heartland which is hurting, and it's important travel between Australia and New Zealand is opened up as soon as possible, so Queenstown can recover quickly.
We're very focused on getting Queenstown up and running again. Of course, the most important thing you can do there is get that Trans-Tasman bubble opened as quickly as possible. Get the people back, that's what we really want.
The 2020 general election will be held on September 19th. In Mosgiel, the South today.
The heritage facades of the former Cadbury factory are a step closer to demolition. Consents for them to be levelled have been lodged by the Ministry of Health to make way for the new Dunedin Hospital. A detailed business case for the billion-dollar project is on track to be signed off by Cabinet before the election. Heritage advocates have argued the factory frontage could be retained, but New Dunedin Hospital Program Director Mike Barnes says the scale of the hospital means it's impossible to retain the old building. The work of an up-and-coming Dunedin artist has been selected to be on permanent display in the Octagon. The work, Ko Te Tuhuno, is set to be life-sized and resemble the entranceway to Otago Marae.
Walking through entranceways to Marae can leave a lasting impression on some people as they walk onto a meeting ground for the first time. Now Dunedin's centre is set to feature an artwork by Aisha Green based on the Waharoa or gateway at Otago Marae.
And so it's going to be double-sided, and the idea is that people can interact with it, they can lean against it, they can walk through it, so it's the idea of crossing thresholds, going back and forth.
Aisha Green was the successful candidate from 22 original expressions of interest, which were then whittled down to 4 people, who were then asked to submit detailed proposals, with Green's being chosen, and her piece is set to give iwi a place in the centre of town.
One of the things that really struck the selection panel was its connection to place. She'd really thought about the fact that mana whenua were going to be spinally centred in the Octagon in the middle of the city, and that was really important for a whole lot of reasons.
DCC Aratoi Relationship Advisor Lisa Wilkie says a survey has been done recently on what sort of public artworks the public want to see.
The DPAG had run a public art lab, and they'd been looking for feedback on what people wanted from their public art, and there was a lot of feedback that said we really want to see more of our Māori culture and Te Ao Māori here visible in the city. There's been 800 years worth of history of mana whenua in the area, and it's great to have something that makes it really visible.
There's no fixed time frame for the piece to be erected in the octagon, nor a decision on exactly where the life-size waharoa will be placed. However, Wilkie says this work being selected is not only significant for the artist, it's also a great way for the city to pay respect to local iwi.
For the artist, it's incredibly important, but probably even more so for the people of Otako and for the Runaka o Otako and for mana whenua in general. There's a lot of public art in the city. A lot of it is from the last 150 years and is based in a very Western sort of European tradition, so it is wonderful to have something that is really representative of the community and people who were here first.
She says the budget for the project is $65,000 and comes out of the 2018-2019 budget. The total cost is set to cover all of the production, artists' fees, consenting of and fabrication of the artwork. In Dunedin, the South Today.
An audit has found Dunedin's Waikare Hospital is one of the worst designed mental health facilities in New Zealand. The Ministry of Health has released its National Asset Management Program, an assessment of hospital buildings and District Health Board services across the country. Of the 24 mental health units reviewed, Waikare was one of the 4 rated very poor, the worst grading possible. Southern District Health Board Chief Executive Chris Fleming says the organisation welcomes the report, which will help it make decisions on capital projects. The report found Southland Hospital's mental health facilities were well maintained. Marionoto House at Dunedin's Mercy Hospital has undergone a $1.7 million restoration, including extensive earthquake strengthening. And the hospital says there's still plenty more to be spent upgrading the 142-year-old building.
What was once the private residence of Sir Percy and Lady Sargood, Marionoto House on the grounds of Dunedin's Mercy Hospital is some way to being restored. CEO Richard Whitney says they're custodians of the legacy from when the Sisters of Mercy acquired it in the 1960s to use as a convent. More recently, the health sector has been using it for meetings and education.
It's a grand old lady of a large proportion and it deserved to reflect its period piece. A lot of care has been taken in the choice of colours and textures in its refurbishment, and we have set out to re-represent what it would have been in the earlier times.
Built in 1878, Whitney says the building required earthquake strengthening, removal of asbestos and a general refurbishment.
The old lath and plaster ceilings had given way in many of the rooms, so we have undertaken replastering of all the ceilings, and with that the introduction of fire protection and monitoring capabilities, rewiring, replumbing.
So far they've spent $1.7 million on repairs, with plenty more costs still to come to restore the whole building to its former glory.
A large old home like this is capable of consuming a lot of money and a lot of energy. We would look to this project being a 3 to 5 year project and undertaken as we can afford to do it.
It's hoped the house will become a sort of mini conference and education facility being used by Dunedin's wider health community.
Still to come on the South Today. It's been a long time coming as a castle in the Waitaki district gets the mayoral seal of approval as well as council compliance. And we check out an art exhibition in Queenstown, so see you after the break.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance fairs. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today. Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. Oamaru's Castle by the Lake has finally been given the tick of approval by the local council. A tongue-in-cheek variation to a regular compliance certificate was presented to Riverstone Castle owners Dot and Neil Smith at a ceremony yesterday. Waitaki District Council staff have completed about 55 inspections at the site, with structural and mechanical engineers completing construction and monitoring inspections as well. The certificate means the castle can now hire out rooms for the night. Waitaki Mayor Gary Kirchis says the castle is not merely compliant, it is also fit to withstand skirmishes, raids by Northmen and dragonfire. An art exhibition in Queenstown is showcasing the work done by both established artists and amateurs. The only restriction was artwork had to be produced during the country's lockdown.
Creative people in the Queenstown area have used some of their unexpected extra time at home during lockdown to make all sorts of art. Their artistic endeavours are now going on display at the local Queenstown Arts Centre.
We have had over 40 artists submit work. They range from 8 years old to upwards, basically. We've got probably about 140 pieces to hang, and it's going to be a very exciting exhibition.
Andy King says the idea for the exhibition came from seeing examples of people's lockdown art being posted online.
A lot of people on social media were showing what they were doing, and a lot of it had to do with artwork, and it also prompted people to have a go. They brought out brushes, paints they'd had in cupboards for years, and started creating artwork. So we really wanted to give people that opportunity to show us what they've been doing, and it's not intimidating either, so anything goes.
The exhibition will include both established artists as well as pieces created by youngsters starting out learning art techniques.
It shows talented artists out there, upcoming artists, what the kids are doing, so yeah.
The lockdown exhibition starts this Friday and runs for 4 weeks until early July. In Queenstown, the South today.
Notable changes have been made to the Highlanders side to play the Chiefs as Super Rugby Aotearoa begins at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Saturday night. Josh Ione will be at first 5/8 and a newcomer will be on the right wing. Ione moves into the number 10 jersey after having played at second 5/8 prior to Super Rugby ending due to COVID-19. Mitch Hunt, who had been playing at number 10, moves back to fullback. Joining him in the back three are newcomer Sam Gilbert from Canterbury and try-scoring maestro Jonah Neriki. The remainder of the side has a largely familiar look, though key signing Nehe Milner-Skudder is unavailable due to a shoulder injury. After the break on the South today, a Dunedin school celebrates the country's shift to level 1 in a unique way, and we have tomorrow's weather for you, so stay with us.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Thanks for staying with us. A Dunedin school celebrated the country's shift to level 1 in a unique way. Pupils and teachers were invited to turn up for school in a onesie for a lunchtime party.
Dunedin St Mary's school pupils got the chance to dress up on Wednesday to celebrate the country's shift to level 1 with a onesie party. Teaching Principal Corin Guthrie says both parents and pupils got behind the party, and as not all children owned a onesie, there were spares on loan from the community.
Everyone was quite excited. Quite a few of the parents have got involved as well. We've got some parents here today in their onesie outfit, and it's just I think a great relief because we are a small school. We're very community minded and focused, and the COVID levels are actually quite restrictive to what we normally do as a community and as a big whānau.
Guthrie says nearly all of her pupils have kept up with their education during lockdown.
Well, interestingly, our parents were really on board. We were quite prepared. We sent resources home before, or in that 2 days. Then we've also created a home learning website, and we had almost 100% engagement on that. The teachers working from home, posting activities on there for children to do, and then engaging with the children regularly through Google Hangouts.
As well as teaching their pupils online, staff were also busy during lockdown, making the curriculum dyslexia friendly.
We've been online and engaged with people overseas from Norway and China and Australia, all doing learning together online, and that's been pretty amazing. But we've started our journey, and we're well and truly into it, and we're ready to start from next term in delivering the curriculum.
The school's planning to celebrate Level 0 and the opening of the country's borders with another party that embraces the different cultures from across the world. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page.
Good evening. Bit of a milestone in the South today. The closure of both the Dunedin and Invercargill's COVID-19 testing stations. They've been open about 3 months now. They've almost become a part of the furniture down there. In Dunedin, they tested more than almost 3,500 people and 18,000 in the South. It's really starting to get a bit of a decline for testing now, which is the reason for closing it. I think only one today in Dunedin tested. And of course the medical centres now are geared up as well to do a lot of that testing and take the demand off. But you know, we've all seen the pictures of those guys down there doing an amazing job in their head-to-toe gear, keeping themselves safe. It's been a long 3 months for them, so they'll be looking forward to doing something a bit different, I think, for a change.
I'm sure they will.
Just a bit, I guess, a bit of a sign things are on the improve as well. We've talked to a few of the organisations around town to see what major events we can expect in the city. Science Festival, which is a bit of a permanent fixture in the school holidays in July, that's going to be up and running again this year, so that'll be pleasing for parents, keep those kids amused.
And really good for kids too. I think it's an amazing festival.
Yeah, it has. It's been going for many years now, and there's something new every year in it. So, and we've also talked to DVML about the likelihood of some of these concerts planned for Dunedin. I think we're talking Rod Stewart later in the year. So
hopefully Green Day?
Well, yeah, maybe. But yeah, they haven't ruled out the possibility of these concerts still going ahead, so we live in hope there. I don't know if you're like me, Mel, but you like having a look in other people's homes. In our property pages tomorrow, we feature a holiday home in Wanaka, which is owned by a Dunedin couple. It's quite a small property in the centre of Wanaka, but it's kind of got that isolated cabin feel about it, including a bunk room, and it's filled with vintage furniture, so it's well worth a read, that story.
I love those sort of ones. I like the ones that are really architecturally clever in their design.
Yeah, there's certainly lots of large flash houses in Wanaka, but this is kind of the other end of the market. And really quite cool with a look. And it wouldn't be Friday without sport. Of course, the Highlanders named for their big clash against the Chiefs at Forsyth Bar. A couple of new faces there. We've managed to find a Canterbury outside back, Sam Gilbert, who's going to start on the wing for us. And Otago star Vilimoni Karoi, who's been an electric rugby player. He's going to be on the bench as well, so may make his debut for the Highlanders as well. Gilbert's a bit of a surprise for everyone, really. He sort of turned up during the lockdown period, and once the team got back together, he's really impressed the coach enough to claim that right wing spot, so we'll see how he goes. And also the Nuggets, the National League draft is on this afternoon, so we will have who we've managed to score for our squad for the competition next month.
Well, it looks like life's returning to normal, and you can catch all of that tomorrow in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the city view, this morning's spectacular sunrise across Dunedin. Looking at the situation, stay off the roads if you can in the south as a weekend of heavy frost is being predicted. Some inland valleys will be struggling to get above freezing during the day, even coastal areas seeing nighttime minimums well below zero. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies, showers and highs of 12 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect some cloud and a high of 16 degrees for both of you. Moving down to Canterbury, it will be cold and wet for some places here. Kaikoura heads for 13, while Christchurch is 10 and Ashburton should reach 8 degrees, half of today's high. To the southern towns, plan for fresh northwesterlies and rain. Those in the Catlins and Balclutha should expect a high of 7, while Lumsden and Gore are both aiming for 6 degrees. Looks like winter's on its way. Heading to central Otago, there's light southwesterlies and clear skies for all in this area. Wanaka aims for 6, Alexandra 7 and Queenstown should reach just 5 degrees, while it's also clear in Te Anau with a 6 degree high. To the northern towns on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru can expect decreasing southwesterlies. Timaru heads for 10 and Oamaru 9 degrees. Inland Twizel and Amarama can also plan for decreasing southwesterlies, becoming fine and a high of 7 degrees. In Dunedin, get your winter woolies out. Showers clearing tonight and blustery southwest winds easing with an overnight low of 5. Fine tomorrow with sunny periods, very cold and fresh breezy southwesterlies easing slowly. It will be frosty tomorrow night, a high of 8 and a low of -4 degrees. And it's mostly fine and sunny this weekend with heavy frost at night with cool daytime temperatures and mostly light winds. A high of 9 and a low of -4. And in Invercargill, showers and gusty southwesterlies tonight with an overnight low of 6 degrees. Showers clearing and becoming fine and sunny tomorrow with very cold southwesterly winds easing. Frosty tomorrow night, a high of 7 and a low of -5. Mostly fine and sunny this weekend with heavy frost at night, cool daytime temperatures and mostly light winds. A high of 8 and a low of -4. That's all for our news this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz or follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.